Right, can you please explain exactly what City have been charged with?
Well, basically, they've been charged with breaking the Premier League's financial fair play rules around 100 times over a 9-year period, which starts in 2009 and goes on until 2018. And you have to bear in mind that during that period, Manchester City won the Premier League title 3 times. Now, the Premier League's financial fair play rules, basically, they're designed to ensure that clubs pretty much spend what they earn. And you can get around to the rules potentially by inflating how much you're earning or hiding how much you are spending. And according to the Premier League, the Manchester City allegedly broke rules over 9 seasons. They didn't provide accurate financial information. Allegedly, they did not fully disclose the financial remuneration that was made to one of their managers over a 4-year period. That is the suggestion that there was a secret contract. So one of their managers was actually getting paid much more than was officially stated. The Premier League also alleged that Manchester City didn't comply with UEFA's financial fair play rules over a 5-year period. And they also alleged that Manchester City have not fully cooperated with the Premier League's investigation. So, I mean, this is a very, very serious matter for Manchester City. In the past, when they've been investigated by UEFA, they've always insisted that they have done nothing wrong. In February 2020, they were banned by UEFA from European competition for 2 seasons and also fined 30 million euros. They took that case to the Court of Arbitration for Sport. The ban was overturned. The fine was reduced to 10 million euros. And at that CAS hearing, the panel found that most of the breaches alleged were not established or were time barred, which effectively means that they happened too long ago for UEFA to be able to do anything about them. Now, crucially, Premier League rules do not include a time bar. So when Manchester City defend themselves, they cannot say these alleged offences took place too long ago for you to be able to do anything about them.
I've heard all of that, Kaveh, and thanks for clarifying it. My mind immediately goes then, what could the ramifications be for City? Some areas at the moment are reporting it could be a points deduction. Would that be a current points deduction? Because a historic one would have all sorts of implications, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I think according to the Premier League rules, it can be a points deduction, or there's even the threat I've seen mentioned of expulsion from the Premier League. I think that would be an extreme punishment. But if it was a points deduction, it would be a points deduction that would be in the current season. You know, so if they were found guilty in that season when they were found guilty, that's when the points deduction would be applied. Now, I don't think it's going to be anything that's going to happen very, very quickly. So I would discount the chances of anything happening this season. This investigation has already been going on for 5 years. So I don't anticipate it now being dealt with quickly. I think this is something that's going to go on for a long time yet.
So there is this independent commission that's looking at this. So what sort of timescale can we expect? And then do we expect, if either side aren't happy, that it will go to the Court of Arbitration for Sport and we'll go on and on and on here?
Yeah, I mean, certainly this is something that's going to go on and on and on. If you look at the Premier League's rules, it says the proceedings before the Commission will, in accordance to Premier League rules, be confidential and heard in private. So basically, an independent commission is going to be set up and the hearings will be heard in private. So we will not know anything about it. And according to Premier League rules, it says the Commission's final award will be published on the Premier League's website. So we have no indication of how long this will take. we will not be able to report on what is happening, and we will only find out the final decision when it's published on the Premier League's website. As I said, this is something that is not going to be dealt with quickly. And you have to bear in mind, the only reason that this all came to light, these alleged breaches, was, when is it now, 5 years ago. A German newspaper, Der Spiegel, newspaper magazine, published an investigation which was based on the work of a computer hacker, a Portuguese computer hacker called Rui Pinto, who'd hacked into the computer accounts, email accounts of various football clubs and agents. And it was this story in Der Spiegel based on these hacked emails that started the UEFA investigation into Manchester City, which also led to this Premier League investigation into Manchester City. It's important to stress we haven't heard anything from Manchester City today, but in the past, whenever I've spoken to them or whenever anyone's spoken to them about these matters, they've always insisted that they have done absolutely nothing wrong, and they would also point to the fact that their UEFA ban was overturned. Their most recent UEFA ban was overturned by the Court of Arbitration for Sport in February 2020, although they had been found guilty of breaking financial fair play rules by UEFA previously, I think in 2014. And last time round at CAS, although the ban was overturned, they were still fined 10 million euros.